Hello.
Hello.
This is Elektron, Christian, Jean Michel here at the Superbooth 2023 together with Sonicstate, and we're here to talk a bit about our new machine we released yesterday, which is an analog heat plus effects.
So let's see the beast.
And the name is sort of revealing a bit what it does. The Analog Heat Mark II had 8 analog circuits that you could distort, and you can work with the filters and everything, but we added effects to it. So what did we add?
Yeah, we added like chorus, delay, reverb, as well as bit crushing, sample rate reduction, compression, warble, which is a bit like a tape effects, and bass focus, which is a more utilitarian thing to fix bass or filter your signal.
So the bass focus is basically summing up the frequencies you want, or everything below the frequency you want in mono. So you can get a tighter bass focus, basically in mono, where the rest is in stereo. So if you put it all the way up to, 8 kilohertz, everything will be in mono. But as you go down, maybe you want to focus everything below 100 hertz in mono. It gets a bit stable, and the rest can be in stereo.
And you can choose where that point is.
So let's see, we can dive into the signal flow a bit.
So are the original heat levels, are they the same?
Sorry?
Are these original characters, the heat levels,
Yes,
they're the same as the original unit?
Yeah, so the heat part is identical. We kept it as it is and put this effects layer sort of on top. And the signal flow here on the flow page tells us how the effects are placed in the chain. So in this case we have chorus first, and then the heat, the whole analog block. Turn it off and on, pretty simple by this double combination here. But you can move everything around as you want. So you can put the analog circuit first or last if you want. Just move it around as you want. Then you can take, let's say, the compressor, put it at the end. So everything is totally up to you and how you want to move them, and of course they behave very different depending on where you put it. A chorus into a distortion is a very unstable signal that you then distort, and if you put the chorus after the distortion, it gets a bit slicker since you will get it on your already distorted sound. Can you tell us anything else about this flow page, which is my personal favorite, the go-to page of the machine?
Yeah, essentially we wanted to make it a bit like a pedal board where you can shuffle your stuff around. You can save that in presets and change the order of your effects in between songs, and also have very different effects just by using presets, which would be kind of difficult to do with a pedal board and rewiring everything in between your songs. So now it's possible to do that directly with the analog heat.
Also worth mentioning that because you can do so many weird combinations of the effects and the LFOs and everything, we extended the preset slots to 512 instead of 128. And it goes pretty fast. When you find this specific sound you like, you save it. It goes pretty fast to finding another one that you want to save. So I think yesterday I was up in like 10, 12 just in a couple of minutes because I went to some weird places and I want to save everything. And it can be difficult to find back since you have so many LFOs on there.
So does it come shipped with a load of presets in there, or is it up to you to kind of find your own and
not
and
a huge load.
No.
It's depending on a lot, since the unit is the analog heat as a base. It's depending on the incoming signal a bit. So if we save the preset for a saxophone or a piano or a drum machine, it would be very different
got you.
to each other. So it's a bit difficult to save, to have presets from stock, I think. But how many is it?
Yeah, I mean, some of the presets we were actually surprised. We thought, oh, it works well on vocal, for instance, but we tried it on drum machine and it would work well also. But some of the other presets can probably work better in with a very specific sound source. So I think it's up to also users to appropriate themselves the device, and then depending on what they want to process, create their preset to fit it.
When you were moving the modules around, is it a press and hold to grab something and then?
No, you just press the navigation button and then it grabs it. So now you simply move it, and wherever you want to drop it, you push it again.
Okay.
So now it's landed. And if you want to turn on the effects, you do this double combination here with the buttons. And to access the effects itself, you just press yes. That's a quick way of doing it. In this case, we have what is it? It's a sunrise or a sunset?
I'm gonna leave you to answer this question for yourself.
Okay. But as you can see here, the sunset gets a bit reduced as the bit reduction goes up. So just a fun graphical way to show what's happening here. So we get sample rate reduction and bit reduction and a filter and a dry wet mix in this case. And this goes for all the different effects. You have a specific effects page where you set all the parameters on that. The next page at the end here that's sort of the page where everything's happening.
Right.
We put sort of a meat and potatoes delay and reverb in it. We didn't put 100 difference reverb in it because the modulation section is where you shape the reverb and delay in various ways. It's got 3 LFOs and 1 envelope follower, and the LFOs have 2 destinations each, and the envelope followers have 2 destinations.
Yeah. And in addition to that, you have CV input, and or you can put expression pedal also with their own destination. So you can use external gear to even enhance your experience even more.
I think everyone I talked to at Elektron that have been using this box now have different new tricks. Like, if you did the envelope and set the threshold like that, and you pass it, this and this happens, and everyone have sort of different combinations. We talked in the van here about a use case, a super fun thing I think that you had.
Yeah, essentially there's one preset here, for instance, that use the envelope follower, and then we put the depth into the negative to control the noise level of the tape effect. So every time there's a louder sound, the noise will duck, then it will reappear in the silent part of the signal, and you can create like pumping effects like that are not necessarily like a typical compressor, but I mean, you can get really creative with different things essentially with the box.
Yeah, I guess if the noise is opening up when it's silent, you can get a snare on 2 and 4 if you have silence on 2 and 4.
Yeah, if you would use something like a square wave to make it,
So, I mean, just go crazy with the unit on the modulation page, I think is our main message, and not focus on how many different delays and reverbs and things are. The combinations are huge.
So it sounds like this kind of thing that needs a dedicated section to the website for everyone to kind of use this to discuss things that they found and combinations that work.
Yeah, this is a box that would really be fun to have, like I don't know, a forum of its own. Put your weirdest sounds in there that you created with some pretty simple sound sources, just to see what can happen with all these LFO powers. It will be very fun the upcoming days to see what people will make with it. We started to ship it yesterday out to the market, so we're gonna see some fun patches, I believe, soon. Anything else, Sean, Michel, that you want to mention?
I need to ask you what price it's going to be, roughly.
The prices is $999 or 999 euros, which is I think is 50 euros up from the Mark II in terms of MSRP prices. And in GBP, I bet that is like 879.
That's a pretty good guess.
So yeah, that's where it is. It's slightly up from the regular Mark II, but not a huge increase.
But quite a significant upgrade in terms of what it can do.
Yeah.
And I say that as, personally, I have a Heat, and now I'm thinking...
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You have a Heat?
I have a Heat, so now I'm thinking, now I need this one. Damn.
Well.
Anyway.
Good.
You've pleased my heart and saddened it at the same time.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the chat, Sean Michel. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the show.
Thanks. Bye bye.